All right, so we have this Honda Rancher four-wheeler we've been fooling with for a long time, and we got summer coming up, and it gets hot, mostly because the fan doesn't come on. So I've seen some different videos online about, basically there's this sending unit that goes to the fan, yada yada. A lot of times that sending unit doesn't work, so you can take the wire off it and attach it somewhere to the frame, and essentially whenever you turn the key on, if the fan comes on, then you know your fan works. It's usually that sending unit. But a lot of people just wire it to the frame, or somewhere ground that sending unit wire, and then the fan just runs the whole time. So that's what we're going to do right now. We might look and get a sending unit to replace it, but yeah, that's project one for the day. I just removed the wire and it works, so I'll show you. All right, so here's the wire right here that connects to that little sending unit right behind the shifter. There's our fan. I'm gonna come up here, kick the key on, and find a good place to touch this. And you will see, oh, there it goes. See? I just grounded it over here to the engine block, and fan is going. So I want to find a place to permanently attach that. And yeah, hopefully we don't run into any heating issues this summer. Come on. All right, well, project number two. As you know, most halogen bulbs are pretty terrible. So got some LED lights that we're gonna throw on the front of this four-wheeler. Should be super simple. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that, but it should be simple. Just gonna hook it up to the high beams. There's a little before action for you. So I said I was going to attach these lights, but then I got out here and I'm like, oh, that looks cool, but I didn't bring any extra wire. The real question is, where do we want to mount these at? Thinking maybe here? Is that weird? I mean, we could just mount them right in front of the headlights, or we could, could go bam bam right there. That might be kind of cool and spread some light. You go there, that might be good too. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, kind of like that. I think that's where they'll end up going. Although it's kind of neat. Brought these out here a couple months ago and didn't realize that. Shoot. I installed one like this, which I don't think that's how they recommended it, but I kind of like that it's not up high. You see what I'm saying? Like I can just attach that, versus this is how it was in the diagram in the instructions, which isn't bad, right? So then it's going to sit up higher. So I'm going to see which one I prefer. It really doesn't make that big of a difference, does it? So there's that one, and then there's that one. You know what, if I attach that on an angle, it might actually shoot off to the side versus being straight forward, which would make that make more sense. You know, I didn't bring my tripod, so it's gonna make this video really great. You're welcome, everybody. All right, so now that I'm messing with it, if you install it like this, then you can pivot, right? So for example, if I have it on an angled bar over here, I can turn it this way. With this configuration, you're stuck. You're stuck. Now I'm sure this throws a pretty wide light, so it might not matter. This definitely seems more sturdy like this. So we still might go that direction. We can always move it, right? But I guess for now, I'm gonna put them back in a box. I'll go do a little bit more work. Yeah, so pretty typical. I started talking about the lights, saying this is about to be super simple, and yeah, I don't have wire. I'm just gonna do it next time I come out here, but I'm gonna go show some of the work that Devon's been doing out here. Our schedules are much different. We have, different age kids. Like we hadn't been able to sync up out here. And I tell you what, like, kudos to people on YouTube that make all their videos by themselves, because it's a lot more fun when you have somebody else, for sure. But we've been, and I say Devon's been doing a lot of the same projects out here. So a lot of just tree clearing. And, we kind of feel like it's probably a little boring. So that's part of the reason we haven't been showing it. But man, just coming out here and seeing what he's done has been pretty amazing. Devon, our biological father, well, he's the only dad I know, but Devon's biological father that he didn't know about until he was in his 20s. And my brother-in-law, we all went, brother-in-law and sister have a place out West Texas. And if you don't know, and I didn't realize the scale it's at, there are axis deer everywhere out there. I've never seen quite anything like it and there's aoudad, there's axis, there's whitetail obviously, but I've never been anywhere where no matter where you walk, there are hoof prints and poop. I mean, everywhere. Unbelievable. Just everywhere you walk. It was really cool, but it's funny because it's another one of those things, and it was really cool that we got to experience it with our dad, because that was a weekend that we will literally never forget. Like, it's gonna, for all parties involved, my brother-in-law, Devon, myself, and my dad, we will never forget that weekend. I haven't really thought about it until I'm talking about it right now, but the three of us, my dad, Devon, and I, we don't have a ton of stories like that. We don't have a ton of experiences like that. And yeah, so it's really special, I think. So it's weird how even just saying this, and I can't believe I'm putting this up on YouTube, but just until you stop down and really think, I know not everyone can relate to not knowing you had a brother and then finding him. And while I acknowledged that was kind of not a normal thing to go and hunt axis deer, and that I acknowledge that it's going to be a memory that I'm going to have for the rest of my life, I haven't really contemplated the fact that that it was me and Dad and Devon, and we just don't have a lot of experiences like that. So it'd be interesting to hear his take. Devon, that is. I guess Dad's would be pretty cool too. Anyways, all right, there's a weird little 3-minute rant for you in the middle of this video. I'm gonna go show you some of the work Devon's done. So that trail that I just took you down, Devon made that entire trail, and it is so silly, but it's beautiful. It's super fun to just cruise through. So not only did he make that trail, and you saw that big brush pile that I kind of paused on, maybe, I don't know, I haven't edited this yet. But not only did he do all that, but he also, and this was mostly clear, but he cleared our first food plot, drug it, and disked it with a 4-wheeler. Look how great this looks. Right? I mean, the level of guilt I'm feeling right now for the lack of contribution to this project is way up there. Kudos to Devon. Seriously, putting in a lot of work. So we're gonna have a trail that cuts back out that way. We've been marking it. You might have randomly in some of the videos seen random pink ribbon. It's because we had come out here and we marked off a lot of trails that we want to eventually cut. Good job, Devon. Way to go, bro. Oh, real quick. So I'm about to get on the 4-wheeler and I'm going to attempt one of these things. Like, you ever watch some YouTube channels? There's some random van life type channels that I follow. And I always think it's really cool when they do like a chop, chop, chop kind of editing. But that's the official term, the chop, chop, chop editing, whenever they're filling their gas can, filling their van, and then they get in and they lock the door and they start it, whatever. I'm going to attempt that right now. Let's see how it works out. Pretty sure that's going to be terrible. All right, so here's another trail that Devon and I both did some work on this one, mostly like 90%, let's call it. Devon did. I came through and cleared out some more today and hauled off a bunch of stuff, but I'm gonna walk you down this trail because it's beautiful too. He's done such a good job. Look at that gorgeous tree right there. So right before that, this trail is gonna split, and it's really cool that way. We can go connect over to another part of our property, which we're so pumped about. As you can see, the pink ribbon, as mentioned earlier, but I mean, this tree is sweet. So you go left here, go down, and this is eventually gonna take us over to where we can cross the creek bottom to the north side of our property. But yeah, this was all, you know, kind of like that-ish. We got it cleared pretty good. And again, by we, I mean 10% Ryan, 90% Devon. But we're getting there. We are getting there. Great job. So as I'm walking back up here, I'll tell you a couple other things. We really want to get some trees planted. If we're going to do that, we got to do it here pretty quick. We want to put a roof on the shipping container this summer. Lumber's still high, but it's coming down. You know, we still have our platform projects, which now we've pushed out to the fall, or, you know, at least we're not going to be really feeling the pressure until closer to then. Hopefully prices have come way down so we can finish those up. But we want to put a roof on the shipping container so we can start collecting water for some things we want to grow out here, but also just so we can hose off the four-wheeler and the side-by-side and stuff like that before we pack it away into the shipping container. But I've told myself on past videos, like, Ryan, stop looking away from the camera when you don't have anything to say. It's like my version of even though obviously I say but I keep doing this. That's gonna be annoying, so I'm gonna work on that. I'm doing it right now, so hold me to it. That was the thought I was trying to come up with. So anyways, I'm doing it again. It's ridiculous. Like, now I feel like I'm Devon in a video. All right, well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go. I'm still doing it. This is crazy. You know, we want to get that roof put on the shipping container so that we can start. You know, part of the problem is, I think, whenever you're filming on an iPhone, which a lot of you are probably familiar with, is you need to be looking at the camera where I'm looking at. But you want to look at yourself. But when you do that, you look like you're looking over there. So, you know, we're good at YouTube, real good. Clearly not.